And welcome back to Gapey's greenhouse. As you can see, we got some snow. So it actually snowed almost all week, so I've been home because the roads are a mess. We got about 8 inches of snow over the last week, and it's just starting to melt now. So let's see how the greenhouse is doing. It actually got down to 23 degrees in the greenhouse this morning. So let's see how everything is looking. Let's start over here on the left. So we've got our mustard. These are the giant mustard. I've got a red and a southern giant variety. And they're doing pretty good. They look a little bit wilted on some of the leaves, but they should pull through just fine. I've been harvesting quite a bit of the mustard. It seems to be growing pretty well in the cold. And then I've also got the choy here in the middle. And I've harvested a few leaves off of that, but I haven't really been doing too much with that. And then I've also got a few parsley plants that are still surviving here. This one is probably the least healthy one. It's got a lot of dead leaves kind of around the base that I need to pull off. This one over here is doing a little bit better. Lots of new growth coming out of the middle there. And I've been harvesting quite a bit of that as well. Then we have our radishes, which haven't been doing great because I planted them so late. But this is the white icicle. We still have a few that look actually pretty good. So we got that one there. We've got one back there and a few over here. So overall, the white icicle is actually doing fairly well. I planted some watermelon radish here in the middle, and I think all of those are dead. So the watermelon radish is not good for winter. And then I've also got some daikon radishes over here that are still alive. They're doing okay, not as good as the white icicle, but they're hanging in there. And then something I didn't show in the last update is this over here. This is actually peppercress. So I've never grown peppercress before, but that is another one I started really late. I think I started it end of November, so it really hasn't been very warm for that, but it's still growing okay, but we'll see how it does when the weather starts warming up. And then I've got the arugula here, which is all surprisingly bolting already. You can see there's some flower heads coming out of that. So I did chop a couple of them back. So this one I chopped back, and it's got some more growth coming out the side. So I'll be chopping back these other ones as well here pretty soon so they don't flower. And that's all that's on this side of the greenhouse. Over here on the other side we have the Swiss chard, which is actually doing pretty well. Despite there's a big wet area here in the corner where water's been seeping through the edge of the greenhouse, and that's the one that's not liking, not looking the best, probably because of too much moisture. But these ones here in the front that have less moisture are doing a lot better. We've got that one there and this one here, and this one is a neon Swiss chard is what the variety is. So there's different colors from that. And then next we have, looks like we're getting some bolting action here on the pak choy. So this one here in the back, it's got a flower head on it already. The other ones don't look like they're bolting yet, but I have had some problems with some bugs, aphids or something in there. Surprisingly, they haven't died with this cold weather. No, this one looks like it's bolting as well. So I probably should harvest these and do something with them, but I don't know. They're just not doing that great. You can see the leaves are kind of flimsy. So we'll see when it warms up a little bit more if they continue to be that way, and I might end up just feeding those to the chickens. And then we've got our kale. This is the, what is it called? I didn't label these. Bare Necessities. This is the Bare Necessities kale, which has really frilly, probably the most frilly leaves I've ever seen on a kale. And it's a very mild variety, so if you're not a fan of kale, this one is a good one to start with because it's not as strong flavored as the other kales. It's more almost lettuce-like. And then you might want to see here, I've got a couple little cilantro sprouts popping up. And I'm surprised I usually have a lot more volunteer cilantro in the greenhouse. this time of year, but there's really not very much, and I'm not sure why, because I did kind of spill on accident a lot of seeds when I harvested them, so I'm not sure why they aren't coming up. So I might have to actually plant some seeds here in the spring, so I'll have some cilantro this year. And then the other kale variety that I have in here is blue Vates. Or no, this is the triple curled kale, which is similar to a blue Vates kale. It's kind of a curly kale, which I really like, and it does well in the winter time. So I've been harvesting some of that as well. And then we have another Swiss chard back here that's doing okay, and another choy that's doing... Actually, this choy looks a little bit better, I think, than the ones on the other side of the greenhouse. And then I have a couple of other kale varieties, and I'm not sure, I don't really remember which variety this is, but this one went into the greenhouse before the other one, so it's a little bit bigger. And then we've got all of our spinaches, and I've got, I think, three different spinaches in here. This one back here is the Bloomsdale spinach, which is one of probably my favorite spinach. It gets pretty large leaves, and it's a really sweet flavored spinach. And then we've got regiment spinach over here, which is doing pretty good. And then the other one this is a regiment as well. This one seems to have more pointy leaves than this one here. But all 5 of those here are regiment spinaches. And then the other one I have is called Baby's Leaf. Actually, this one doesn't look very good. It's got some pretty wilty leaves here, so I'm not sure what's going on with that one, but the other ones seem to be doing pretty good. And I've been harvesting quite a few of these. That one's doing pretty good. But I've also had a problem. I think there's some voles digging holes around in here. You can see, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but the soil is kind of elevated, so something has been tunneling around in the greenhouse, and I'm having a hard time catching it. But that is all we have in the greenhouse right now. I'll be posting another update in February. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.